Welcome back. All right, so another trade took place. Keep in mind, I was watching Pittsburgh St. Louis. That's why the trade video is later. And I'm well aware that when I upload a video, it doesn't mean the trades are done for the day. So it's like, oh, look at that. He uploaded, and then another trade happens. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. So Niederreiter's been acquired by the Jets. Now, he had 4 goals in his last 3 games with the Preds. The Preds sitting far enough outside the playoffs and probably looking at that $4 million cap hit for next year. Might be looking at going in another direction. I didn't say anything about any retention either, so this frees up $4 million in space for the Nashville Predators, depending on what David Poile decides to do. Niederreiter in 56 games, 18 goals, 10 assists, 28 points. I don't know that this changes a lot for the Jets. It does mean that Axel Jonsson-Fjällby's been sent back down to Manitoba. He cleared waivers recently enough they didn't have to waive him again. Going the other way is a second-round pick next year. So it's not that high of a price that Winnipeg pays here for Niederreiter. Of course, his contract's up next year, and we'll see how he does, right? We'll see which line he slots onto and how things go. Nino's been through a number of teams now, and we'll see how things work out for him with the Jets. But I do think this signals that either Nashville's got one of two things. Either they wanted Niederreiter's money off and they're not selling, or this is the sign they're selling. One or the other. So JVR's out of the lineup, which of course normally wouldn't be a big deal, but considering the trade deadline and JVR is supposedly available, apparently he wanted to go tonight and the team said, nope, you're kind of banged up and we want to keep you out of the lineup. So Tortorella said he was banged up, and GM backed him up and said, yeah, we wanted to keep him out, give him a maintenance day, so he's not playing tonight for Philadelphia. So it does not mean there's a trade coming, but don't be surprised if there is, because of course he's on an expiring contract. Philadelphia might retain some salary there, and he can still play on the power play. He can still play, I would say, on a third line, and he's still got good hands. Patrick Kane, apparently, according to Darren Dreger, is no longer with the Chicago Blackhawks. He's headed home. He is having moments of reflection, I guess. It's an interesting thing with Kane, because this feels really drawn out now. And it's odd because, of course, he's a UFA this summer. So does this mean that if he goes home and decides, well, it's the Rangers or nothing, and if a deal doesn't work out with the Rangers, does that mean he stays in Chicago? Does it mean he just goes to UFA status? Because I'm kind of, I mean, there's other teams that are in on him, and apparently he's not that interested, but I would find that an odd decision on his behalf. He's earned the right to make whatever decision he wants, but it appears he's left the team and probably just tired of the questions of whether or not and what's going to happen and where does he want to go, and he just wants a break from it to think things over. So being reported in the media, on the heels of the Kravtsov deals, apparently the Canucks and the Rangers were talking about this one for a while, to the point where the Rangers wanted Höglander, and the Canucks said no. Not only did the Canucks say no, but the offer that we saw that they accepted for Kravtsov was of a lower value. So the Canucks saw this and went, nope. So this was a deal they could have made on Thursday, they could have made yesterday, but it would have included Höglander, and the Canucks did not want to give up on Höglander. The Canucks are clearly loading up. One thing I'll say with Kravtsov is you've got Podkolzin, right? And this is a team that apparently has started picking up some Russian players. So if they play together, let's say you get Podkolzin, Kuzmenko, and Kravtsov, and you put the 3 of them in some kind of combination as wingers out there and see who's got chemistry with who. It's really risk-free. So if Kravtsov at the end of the year says I'm going to the KHL, fine. It's risk-free. And the Canucks didn't give up more than they wanted to in the deal. So good work by Patrick Allvin and the Vancouver Canucks. Since the botching of the change of coach, they've honestly made some good deals. So we'll see how things work out. But let me know your thoughts on the Niederreiter deal for the Jets. Again, I don't think this changes a lot. This is a locker room in Winnipeg that, I don't know, something was just off last night against Colorado, and they've lost 7 out of 11. So something needs to change, and maybe adding Nino, maybe adding him to the top 6, or whether he's on the third line, wherever he plays, maybe it'll help. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.